What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We got some juicy news to cover in today's video, guys. We have a brand new fragment fusion coming to Raid Shadow Legends on April the 19th, in exactly 7 days from today. We're gonna talk about the fusion in just a second. As usual, every month we are getting a small champion rebalance, at least recently. That's what's been happening for the past few months. This month is no different, guys. We actually have some champion buffs to cover as well, but we're gonna do that straight after we talk about the fusion. Now, talking about the fusion champion, if you're not one of those persons that logs into the game, does 5 arena tokens a day just to complete their daily quests and get that free energy, this fusion is something that you don't want to miss on. If you're one of those persons, up to you, do whatever, it doesn't bother me. Ignore the title, ignore the thumbnail, okay? So, talking about arena, guys, this champion, it actually counters the current meta, okay? I feel like this champion's supposed to be in the game quite a while ago because he's actually a pretty solid fusion. I actually like it. So, let me tell you how it goes. He's from the Night Revenant faction, legendary, attack-based champion, magic affinity. Now, my only problem with this champion for the moment, of course, is the affinity. We're not sure about his base attack, multipliers on the bombs and all this, but we're about to find out once we're gonna get the champion in game. Hopefully he's gonna have a decent base attack, so it's not gonna be some rubbish fusion disguised in a nice kit, you know? Basically, Gaius the Glyphal's kit is the Quaintiness of Chaos and Explosions. The A1 gives Gaius an extra turn when killing an enemy, which is an extremely useful skill on Arena and when dealing with PvE content as well. With A2, he places bombs on all the enemies and puts them to sleep. Even considering the current Stone Skin meta, you'll have no problem getting through that buff. That's why it counters the meta, okay? So it's gonna be great to counter the Stone Skin meta, but then a lot of people are, well, I don't need to use bombs for it. And I'm using bombs for it, maybe not all of them they have Stone Skin. Some of them they might still have Swift Parry or whatever, you know? So it kind of goes in the next way. And if the opponent has no Stone Skin on them, you'll be able to detonate the bombs even faster thanks to sleep. This skill will come in handy when clearing PvE waves. Using his A3, Gaius can deal quite a damage by detonating all the bombs on the target and ignoring the unkillable. You heard that right. If you have Swift Parry, goodbye Candraphone, goodbye Duchess, goodbye anyone else that's running Swift Parry, because this champion counters them both. Both of the ass sets. Stone Skin, Swift Parry. Bye. That's kind of like the reason why I'm so excited. You know, I can't wait to actually get a champion. Now, this is a counter mechanics to Swift Parry artifact set and the champions with unkillable in their set. Gaius the Glyphal's passive is kind of a trickster. Move with placing bombs on the attacker and instantly detonating all the bombs whenever Gaius is killed. Now, that kind of sounds in mind like 200 IQ strategies, which we're definitely going to be able to create, you know? So if we're going to quickly check what do we have about the champion, not only that he looks sick, he looks so damn badass, man. I don't know, it's just an awesome champion. On the A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. On the A2, which probably is gonna go down to a 3-turn cooldown fully booked, attacks all enemies, 75% chance to land a sleep debuff on each enemy for 1 turn, and 75% chance to place 2 bombs debuff on each enemy that detonate after 2 turns. So yeah, fully booked, definitely 100% chance, going down to a 3-turn cooldown, I would assume. The A3, on a 5-turn cooldown, I'm not sure if this is gonna go down to a 3-turn cooldown, but it would kind of make sense. Attacks one enemy 2 times, the first hit instantly detonates all bombs debuffs on the target. The second hit will ignore all unkillable buffs on the target. You gotta love that. You detonate the bombs, bring their HP low, they proc that Swift Parry or whatever, come in with the second hit, wreck them. I really like the whole idea behind his kit. And the passive Mad Bomber, when attacked, has a 30% chance of placing a bomb debuff on the attacker that detonates after 2 turns, occurs once per hit. Instantly detonates all bombs debuffs on all enemies whenever this champion is killed. Probably fully booked, the passive might go up to a 50% if we're gonna have books in the passive, considering that it's a fusion champion and they like to squeeze us from those books, yes, I think we're gonna have an increased chance in the passive. Increases ally attack aura in all battles by 25%. Now, how I specified, guys, if you're one of those players that only does arena for the 5 fights a day for the daily quests, close the video. It's not for you probably. You're gonna go and complain in the comments that I'm hyping the champion. But if you're one of the other persons that does arena for the Great Hall, does arena because they like arena, Swift Parry, Stone Skin are going all the way down to silver tiers, bronze tiers, because everybody that is capable to hit Hydra even on the lowest difficulty will be receiving Stone Skin gear, okay? And that's something that you do wanna counter. Another thing to keep in mind, this year, or at least that's what we had in the schedule before, PvP clan versus clan. That most probably will require us to use champions to counter specific metas. This champion right here might be part of it. Yes, this is not a champion to help you with progression. This is not a champion to carry you in the Doom Tower. This is not a champion to beat the clan boss. This is a champion for arena. Now, one thing that I do want to specify, when Rotos got released as a fusion, and I made the exact same comment that I'm doing right now, a lot of people call me stupid, okay? Because Rotos is a trash champion. Rotos is bad, don't listen to Skratch because he's such a bad champion. Well, think about it again. Was Rotos a bad champion? I don't think so. Then whenever we're talking about arena champions, it's pretty much kind of like the same situation. And I understand they're not for everybody because some people don't like arena and you can't judge them. People like PvE, people like PvP. I like white chocolate, you like milk chocolate, and it so goes on, you know. Everyone's taste is different. But if you think you care about arena, you like to play arena, and even if you don't like it, because at the moment arena is completely busted, right? Hopefully they're gonna fix it soon. But this champion is gonna be pretty great to counter all this. The only thing that could be wrong with this champion, and this is something I cannot tell you just yet, is his base attack, okay? So if he's gonna have a 1.3k base attack, he's not gonna be great because those bombs, they'll be doing damage based on attack. And since we're not gonna be able to get a lot of attack on the champion, it's honestly not gonna be great. I'm just hoping that it's not gonna be the case though. I'm personally very excited about it. Probably you've seen my Arena Platinum videos, guys. I've been using Lord Shazar like crazy, and I do have problems when Swift Parry comes in play. So this is my Lord Shazar right here. You see, I don't have him built with tons of crit damage. I do have full crit rate because his kit requires full crit rate, while the new Fusion champion doesn't require the crit rate. I would still probably build him with crit rate, you know, accuracy. So the good part about it is that I managed to get on this champion, which is a +2, so it's a 20% extra attack, I managed to get a 7.1k attack. And these bombs destroy. Stone Skin just goes to dust. When Swift Parry, on the other hand, procs on champions that don't have Stone Skin, it can be a problem. So I'm definitely very excited to see that we have a new meta champion coming to the game. I'm all about changing metas. I'm all about seeing meta champions coming into play, not fighting the same meta over and over again for 25 years and nothing really changes to it. That's why I'm personally excited about Gaius the Glyphal. But that was all for this fusion, guys. Time to talk about champions and buffs. So we're actually gonna get a buff on 3 different champions coming in the next patch. I would assume it's gonna happen together with the fusion, or maybe this week. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, we have Ethos, right? I feel like they missed a huge possibility with Ethos right here. I was talking about him the other day when I made a video. I compared the +4 Ethos with an unempowered Tranda, okay? That Tranda was still hitting harder, so Ethos is never gonna take over some other nukers that are in the meta. But what could make him so special? If his this skill attacks all enemies, this attack is always critical, right? You would expect, we expected when a reaction got released, that this will always be critical because that's what it says. This attack is always critical. Well, it turns out that is a lie, okay? It turns out that a reaction doesn't care about Ethos' special void skill, and it puts this champion back to its place where it belongs, out of the arena meta. If they were changing this, I feel like the only buff that this champion needed, make this go through reaction. So many people would actually use this champion, so many people would want to get this champion. And talking about reaction, I forgot to mention that bombs counter reaction as well, okay? It just went through my mind. I didn't thought to talk about it since we were talking about Swift Parry and Stone Skin. Bombs ignore that crit hit because you don't need it. So that's going to be even better. Literally, it's going to be the top of the meta, that champion, if we're going to play it right. So with Ethos, this would have been awesome. But unfortunately, they missed it, how I specified. So the only thing that changes is this one right here. So Ethos is going to get a buff. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Places a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns instead of the 15%. I'm not happy with this personally. I feel like if they were changing the A3 to make him viable, yeah, but like this, still doesn't change nothing for me, doesn't change nothing for you, and doesn't change nothing for the next person that's gonna pull this champion, you know? It's still gonna be the same cup of tea. You're not gonna take him in the clan boss just because you have weaken on him now, or anything like that. But hey, that might be just me not being very satisfied with this specific thing. The next thing, guys, and honestly, this is definitely welcomed. I'm just trying to see if I can find the champion. I definitely have him in E3 Bloodwind. Now, he's been crying for a buff for such a long time, right? So many of you guys have this champion and are like, well, he hits like butter, okay? He doesn't do any damage. He looks awesome. I love the design on this champion. The A1 stays the same. The A2 stays the same. This one has pretty decent multipliers, okay? This skill, on the other hand, gets its damage increased. Now, we don't know by how much. That's going to be something that we're going to see when the champion gets changed in-game, and we're going to get the data mine information. But at the moment, we get 10% damage from books on this skill. And if we're going to go back to the multipliers right here, we're going to see that this skill has a 3.3 attack. This is very low, so I feel like if they would increase that by 1 point, it's going to be amazing. To have a 4 something multiplier, then yeah, that champion could actually stand a chance at being used as an arena nuker, because right now, he just doesn't do enough damage, and he blocks revive and all that. That's kind of like why he's such a powerful champion, because of this passive, you know? So if this is going to get a 1 point something addition to its multipliers, is gonna be nice. If no, I feel like it's still gonna be in the same situation, you know? This is kind of like the problem with this champion. Moving over to the last champion that we have on the buff list, guys, Shirimani. I haven't used Shirimani in 2000 years. I haven't actually used her at all. So what exactly changes on her kit? She's not a bad champion overall. She has pretty long cooldowns, if I'm not mistaken, right? 5-turn cooldown fully booked, that's not great. 4-turn cooldowns on this as well, so the cooldowns on her are pretty long. But if we're gonna start looking at Bolts of Cold, which is the A1, this is gonna get an increased chance to place the freeze from 15% to 25%. While the Rejuvenation Wave is gonna be decreased from 4-turn fully booked to 3-turn fully booked. So basically, it's gonna be a 4-turn cooldown instead of 5. While the other one is gonna get decreased again by 1 turn. So when it's fully booked, it's gonna get decreased to 4 turns. That's it pretty much in terms of champion rebalance for this month, guys. This is gonna end up on a 3-turn cooldown. Decent. I feel like this could be even a 2-turn cooldown to make the champion a bit more viable, similar with Setalia, right? Setalia, she's so powerful, and she does it so much better. And this one right here attacks all enemies, can be on a 4-turn cooldown. AoE freeze, let's just say that is fairly decent, 100% chance, you know? But that was all for this video, guys. Do let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the fusion? What do you think of the champion rebalance? Do you agree with me? You disagree with me? Either way, please do leave your opinion in the comments down below. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.